There's an old saying, which you probably heard before, but which is especially true in these here parts. And that is, if you want to get ahead, get a hat. Now, Kevin, this may seem a pretty stupid question to you, but a lot of people in Europe will want to know, why do people in America still wear cowboy hats in this day and age?
Well, over here, it's a very functional piece. It protects you from the sun, the elements.
What are you doing to me now? What's this?
This piece here just takes your head shape.
And what about my head shape? Would it be pretty average?
Maybe over in your country it's average, but it's a little strange for these parts.
These parts may look like a movie set, but they're all the real McCoy. Durango, Colorado, 90 minutes south of Denver by plane and centered amongst some of the most spectacular scenery in the States. All around, boomtown buildings enjoying a new boom in tourism. This will be my base for the holiday, and the General Palmer Hotel was where I laid my hat.
If you want, you can even let the western feel of Durango extend to your accommodation. Sounds though they're playing my tune. There really is some great atmosphere in old places like this. Only walls could talk.
Durango was a base for the gold mine trains. Today, those same trains carry tourists on an extraordinary journey. Set the best part of the day aside for this trip and book it in advance. Go for the open-sided carriages, which will give you an incredible panoramic view. But the soot from the engine, it gets everywhere.
Okay, Mr. Conductor, tell me this. You can do the journey Durango-Silverton in under an hour in a car, but why do so many people then want to spend 3.5 hours on this?
Well, I'll tell you, the journey here is not unlike that of the highway. Basically, from Rockwood to Silverton, this is the only way in and out.
Is this the area at its most beautiful in the fall?
I think so. The aspens turning, some of them go from green to yellow and almost to an orange color. So it really is pretty right now. It looks like the hills are on fire.
Final question. Do you know any tips to get soot off your hat?
Not really.
I'm stuck
It won't
with
last, though. It won't last.
At the end of the line, Silverton, and there was a stranger in town. In fact, there were a lot of strangers in town. Silverton only comes alive when the train arrives. You can stay overnight, but most tourists spend just a couple of hours before the afternoon train back.
Howdy.
Hello there.
Live here or just passing through?
Oh, up here for the weekend. We've been coming up here about the last 40 years.
And what's there for a person to do around here?
Well, it's an active place. So skiing in the wintertime,
Oh.
hiking in the summertime.
And it's a beautiful place too.
It sure is. One of the best.
But with all that smoke, if your lungs can't take the 3.5-hour return rail trip, then there are buses available. But the Iron Horse got me back to Durango in time to watch the odd wild horse. The Durango Rodeo, a rather modest affair, but all the better for it, and clearly not put on just for tourists. A chance for local ranchers to show off their prowess, or lack of it. Here, the modern cowboy's more at home in a jeep than on a horse.
To get the best from a holiday like this, you've really got to hire a car, which isn't really that expensive in America.
Either to rent or to buy petrol. And once you're on the road, you can drive for hours without seeing a soul. These are the San Juan mining trails, perfect for ghost hunting, or ghost town hunting to be precise. Abandoned mining villages litter the hillsides. Eerie relics of bygone silver and gold rushes. Today's gold, though, is on the trees, and jeeping isn't the only way to appreciate the glorious autumn colours.
Southwest Colorado is the home of the mountain bike. The first ever world championships were held in this area.
But you don't have to be a world champion to enjoy the mountain trails just outside Durango. There are several bike hire shops in town, and some of the trails can be reached from there. Or you can do what I did and stick the bike on the back of the Jeep and drive wherever you want. Either way, cycling to work will never seem the same again. But you can't go to the Wild West and just ride a bike. So as the Duke would say, get on your horse, pilgrim. That's just what I did with Ben Breed, who runs daily trips just outside town.
So what do people get out of coming out on the range and through the wilds then, Ben?
What do they get out of it?
Yeah.
Well, usually they get a sore butt. In all seriousness, they love the countryside. You know, they love the mountains, the hills. It's a great thing for them to get away, you know, from their city life, hustle and bustle of the city, you know, that kind of thing. We have a tendency to take it for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is truly the first time you've ever been on a horse.
Truly, truly.
You're really doing well, I'll tell you.
I have to say.
Yeah, you're doing great, Amy. Doing great.
All these movies have stood by me.
I can see a certain amount of male bonding between you and him. That's a laugh. I like to see that.
Especially when you come down a hill like this.
No, you're doing fine. Lean
Male
back.
bonding, I like that.
Ben's ranch is in a place called Purgatory. This is Purgatory. I can't wait to get to heaven.